I dropped my phone on the weekend. I really hope this video turns out. So, what do you do if someone is forcing you to buy a business that you don't want? Hey there everyone, it's David Barnett from davidcbarnett.com, the blog site, YouTube channel, and iTunes podcast where I talk about buying, selling, and managing small and medium-sized businesses. This week, I've got a really interesting email question from a viewer, and I'm going to read part of it, but I want to protect his anonymity because he is in a little bit of a delicate situation here. He basically says that he's been working in a business for over 20 years. It's his parents' business. He never wanted to work there. He doesn't want to own the business, and he basically runs it with another fellow. And the father is insisting that it's now time for him to buy the business. And he writes to me because he says, what do I do? Because he's got a whole bunch of other things here. He says he's talked to a lawyer. He feels like he's getting pressure, and he feels like if he doesn't buy the business, that he's basically going to have to move away and hide because he's afraid that his parents won't want anything to do with him anymore. So there's obviously a lot going on in this email. And then one of the options he advises is that he may want to go to school and stuff like that. But there's a lot of issues going on in here. And I am not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or anything like that. But I have been around enough family business succession issues to notice a couple of common themes that seem to happen from time to time. So, number one, many entrepreneurs get into entrepreneurship and owning their own business because they like control. They like to control things. They want to be masters of their own destiny. And so what I've seen over and over again is mom or dad who's run the business forever, they start to involve the children, but they won't let the children do anything. They still want to control everything. In this case, it seems like the father is willing to let the son actually run the business as long as the son is in the business. So it's not even just about controlling the business or controlling their own life. The father obviously is trying to control the life of the son and make him do certain things. Now, this reader, or this writer is, the viewer, I guess, is 37 years old. So I can certainly empathize with him because I'm 41, like we're almost the same age. And so you're into the middle of your life, and now you sort of have this history of experience and wisdom built up under you. And in the next 20 years, this is the chance to make your big leap and really accomplish something great, do something special with the rest of your life before you hit retirement. When you get into, looking at 40, you start to realize, hey, this is it. I got to get stuff done if I want to have an amazing and wonderful life. I know I've had that revelation. So, number one, my advice to you, reader, viewer, is that if you do not want to run this business and if you have no passion for this business, the last thing you can ever do is become its owner. Because if you think being forced by your dad to buy the business is bad, wait until you become the guy who destroyed his baby. That'll be even worse than any wrath you might face today. Number two, your parents love you. I have children. I love my children. I know that my dad loves me. Families are filled with love. But what they sometimes are not filled with is respect. And this is something that I've noticed in talking with a lot of people who are going through family successions, is that the parents, because they've played such a big role in setting up the business, and the parents feel like they're handing this ready-made thing onto the next generation, that the child is actually not capable because they didn't have to build the business themselves. So there's often a lack of respect on the part of the parents to the children in these second generation sort of family handovers. And what I've actually told other people to do when they were planning to move forward with the family succession is I've told the children, leave the business, start or buy your own business, and show mom and dad that you're capable of success on your own. And what you end up getting is you earn that respect so that when you come back into the family business later on, maybe after 10 years or so, they now respect you as being an accomplished business person just like they are. Okay, it helps them see you be more grown up. Now, this viewer said that he's been working in the business for 20 years. That means he started when he was 17. So we don't even know if he's ever actually worked anywhere else. So my advice to you, viewer, is number one, do not buy this business. And number two, you need to get out of it. You can't stay in it anymore. Whatever consequences there may be for you leaving the business, it's better to face them now while you still have, more than half of your adult life ahead of you before you get to that retirement window, right into your 60s. So if you're not happy, you've got to move on to something else. There's no question about it. You can't torture yourself trying to satisfy the desires of somebody else, right? You're just going to be miserable. So don't buy the business, get out of it and do something else. And unless you want to become like a nurse or an engineer or something like that requires certification and training, do not go and waste any money at university or time. You have 20 years experience running a small business. If you have in any way an inclination towards business, just go get into a new business. Go manage somebody else's business as an employee. Go start a business, buy a business, what have you. But don't waste any more of your years going through university, especially if you're thinking about doing something like in fine arts. Like an English or history degree isn't going to do anything for you at this stage in life. Anyone who may want to hire you, they're only going to be concerned about what you can do, and you can certainly do a lot after having run a business for 20 years. Anyway, if you decide, viewer, that you want to buy a business, of course, you should be heading over to businessbuyeradvantage.com, where you can sign up for my full day program. It's 9.5 hours of material on how to find, examine, analyze, make offers, negotiate, etc., finance a business. Comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Every week people sign up for the course, and I have yet to have a single student ask for a refund. So I'm absolutely confident that if buying a business is something that you want to consider, this program will help you tremendously. Just go to businessbuyeradvantage.com. And of course, if you get into negotiations with someone, you need my help directly. I do one-on-one consulting with people all the time. It's the main part of my business. For those of you out there who've been following me for a while now, who've had this dream of owning a business, and maybe you've taken Business Buyer Advantage and you've watched all my videos and you've bought all my books, etc., and you still haven't actually gone out and bought a business, well, I've got something for you, of course. In 2018, Buy a Business in 2018. It's going to be my group coaching program. I'm calling it an accelerator, because what I'm going to do is speed up your progress by working with the people in the group. There's going to be accountability to each other, accountability to me, one-on-one interaction as well as group interaction. And the goal of the group is to get the members to actually buy a business in 2018. Now, if that sounds interesting to you, you need to make sure that you are on my email list, because the original sign-up enrollment offer will be made to the email list. And the way that you get on there is by going to davidcbarnett.com, and on the left-hand side, just scroll down the screen. There's a little form you fill in, and just sign up for the email. I typically send out one email a week unless I'm feeling a little bit excited about new products or special offers, and I sometimes send some more. Anyway, keep the questions coming in. Viewer, I hope that I was helpful to you, and I hope that you get out of a situation that's clearly been making you very unhappy. We'll talk to you all next time. Have a great weekend.